Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Creativity Plus. I am Mary Charisma. I am your host. This is my project, and I'm really excited to share this with you. I began recording these episodes over a year ago with the general intention of making a podcast out of them, but with no expectation or timeline. So here we are. The subjects that we talk about, there's still so much truth in there. It's not really about current affairs, it's much more about, well, creativity, plus a bunch of other topics. I really created this as a opportunity to talk with interesting people and to capture wisdom and truth and also the unique perspective of each guest. So I'm really excited to bring this to you. My first guest, and really the reason I started all of this, is my friend Lila. Lila is a writer, a director, an actor. She comes from the world of theater, but she's also very much a yogi and a spiritual seeker. And when I asked her about what she'd like to include in this intro, she was very adamant that although I could list a bunch of do's about her, right now is her BBB era. And potentially creating a song, Doobie Doobie Doo. She wanted to include that as well. So I'm really excited to share this conversation. Today, the plus of Creativity Plus is creativity plus the divine, which is a rich area. We go all over the place with this one. And we really land on this concept of co creating, that we're creating a life with the divine, that as humans we're playing this dance between the two, between what we want to create and what the divine creates with us. It's great, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Creativity Plus the Divine with Lila Gavarez. Creativity Plus. We're rolling. It's happening. We're live. Lila!
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. This is the first episode of Creativity Plus. Precedents are going to be set. Lila, you're going to help me figure out what this show is.
Mm-hmm.
Very loosely, this show is talking about creativity plus some other theme. And today we're going to be talking about creativity plus the divine.
This is when you'll splice in the hallelujah music for every episode.
Oh,
Just
yes.
kidding. I'm going to make that joke way too often.
It's new precedence.
Yes.
So it's because of Lila, honestly, that this is happening, because we had a beautiful walk last week and we just got so hyped and we're like, what do we want? What do we want to do? Mm-hmm. And for me, it was like, have a podcast. So it was like, let's just record these conversations that we have. So thank you so much for being here, Lila.
It is an honor, a privilege, a blessing,
Yay.
like all the above.
That makes me so happy. Yeah, do you want to just start with like a few words about like who you are and what's going on in your life?
Yeah, my name is Lila. I don't know if it's a first name, last name kind of podcast. I just got back on Instagram 2 days ago, so you can find me there with like no followers, so it's not
What's
a thing
your
or anything.
Instagram?
Okay, this is gonna get my last name,
Oh.
Lila Gavarez.
Yep.
Mary and I know each other from our meditation temple church, what have you call it. I say it in different circles, differently. Self-realization fellowship. And I've journeyed with creativity just as I think everybody has, even if they do it secretly or out loud, my whole life. And I really love all forms of it, whether it's something I'm trained in or something that is secretly like, oh, you can do whatever you want because you don't know the rules. So I'm really excited to talk about this because it blends like every aspect of what I think my life revolves around at this point, creativity plus the divine.
Cool. I thought it might be good to start with like maybe your history with creativity and your history with the divine, and then we can talk about how the two play together.
Yeah. Well, I'll speak in I statements because I keep wanting to be like, everybody is close with God and close with their creative nature, but that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I grew up going to Sunday school, to the meditation-based practice that we go to, and so I had like a long time relationship with a guru, and like a long time relationship with like, this is how you feel God as peace and love and joy within you, and then whatever this world is. There's like a phrase that Paramahansa Yogananda, like our guru, quotes another famous guy from, but it's like, this world is crudely mind stuff. And I butchered that, but it's really short. It's really like poignant.
That's the essence of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what you think creates what we're in. And so I like just innately knew all these things. And then another thing that the teachings really grew up and ingrained in us is like the kind of the metaphor that I clung to, like some cool metaphor that like, this world is a play.
Yes.
And like, we're in a play.
Yes.
You can be a stage manager, you can be an actor, you can be a director, you can do too much, or you can like allow the divine to do those things for you. And my name in Sanskrit, Lila, means God's eternal play, God's divine play. Did you not know that?
Somehow I didn't.
Okay, you gotta read your lessons. I'm kidding. But like, that hit me later in college when I was majoring in theater, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I shouldn't be like going into these angry things, because that's not like, I was getting really existential with some scene work, and like, that's ridiculous. It was just like, you're 19 and you're trying to play a 30-year-old child who lost their daughter, and you're feeling existential crisis. It's like, well, obvious.
Yeah.
But like, realizing that, and then your girl's Saturn hit hard return.
Saturn's return.
We can weave an astrology to this. Ooh, creativity plus astrology.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. And so then like, I just found this word the other day on Instagram called lifequake, that means something that when it hits, it's like the worst thing ever, but it really leads to new growth. And that's what my 25s happened for me.
Okay, yeah.
And like 25 to 30 just was like mental health plus substance abuse plus everything else. So like, and now I'm like 2 years coming out of being clean and like doing creativity and like having a relationship with meditation to God, and taking what I learned both like traditionally and what I got scared and veered to out of fear at first, of being like, oh, I'm just an actor in real life and not like an actual actor, creator, writer, director, in like tangible ways that like somebody will see it, and somebody, but I'm like, this world's a play, so we'll just do it that way, and we'll just take what we learned in theater school that way. And I'm like, yes, and this world's a play, yes, and you have the skills and you have gifts, and this bleeding into what I really am excited about is the idea of co-creating.
Yeah.
Like, dancing with, like, we're co-creating right now.
Yeah.
You could co-create with like a higher being.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of holding space. Like, I think when two people get together, we naturally create a space. It's like, instead of, you have to come out of your head a little bit, because the conversation's happening. There's this awareness of something beyond self.
Yeah.
And so I think you can create that, explicitly with the divine, and like, you can be by yourself, but it takes this sort of like, just maybe acknowledgement, in the way that space is just kind of created naturally when you're like with a friend or like with people. But I think you can claim that, if you're by yourself, if you want to.
Yes. I have to trust that it's happened for us. But I think it's the nature of like being in these bodies that we're like,
Doubting.
it hasn't happened for me. But it's like,
What do you mean it? Like
co-creating with the divine. Like, I'm like, oh, it's
have I
this
created with the
nebulous
divine?
thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anything I've done
Yes.
hasn't been me.
Right.
If it was me, that's ego, and like that ain't
Right.
going nowhere.
Right.
Like,
Is there anything that kind of comes to mind that was like, oh yeah, there's no way that that was just me, like that felt like beyond you?
I think literally everything.
Yeah.
Like if I
Yeah.
claim that it's me, like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Right. Right.
But I think I think it's really clear with like the mental health and substance abuse things. Like when I'm smoking so much weed and like drinking so much coffee up for 3 days straight, like, cause that happened. My parents came home to that.
Oh no.
But like that, but interesting. I had an interesting experience like with that, because I had this big, I was like, because what I said at the beginning of like things that I'm not trained in, like I find a lot of like expansion in,
Yeah.
because like you're not told like, oh, a monologue means this, or
Yeah,
like,
you're not overthinking it.
like is
Yeah.
visual art. And so I'm just like having fun, like doing stuff there. But I was like, I forced myself to, when I made something I liked, to like kind of mess it up.
Ooh, interesting. Wow.
This was messed up too. When I was messed up.
Okay.
And,
This isn't something you're doing now. This was
no,
back
yeah.
in the throes, the 25 to 30.
Yeah, we're
chunk.
just gonna, yeah. And yeah, it just kept like morphing into the next creative thing. And like, there's no such thing as mistakes was like what I was proving to myself, what
Yeah.
was proven to myself. Like, isn't that cool?
I mean, I'm pretty amazed by that. Like that's something I never thought of, but like how, I'm so, to be so precious with your creations, I mean, can be really
Yeah.
stifling. And I think that, making a mistake on purpose is like, yeah, I feel like it shakes, you have to shake out of the perfection paralysis,
Yeah.
like in the past, like songwriting, I feel like is one of my major like crafts, and I think that's a really interesting point, the way that we're different. We show up differently to things that we're like, oh, this is my thing, versus like, I don't know what I'm doing, and it'd be like, I'd have a session where it felt very in flow, and I came up with a like a verse or a first line or a chorus. It's just one piece, and I'd be like, that's so good, and I would be so resistant to coming back to working on it because I'm like, I don't know what's next, and I don't want to mess it up. I have something good, and I'm afraid to like, or past that. This was like, several years ago, I feel like, but I think one thing that helped me get through that was like, you're finishing the song. It was like, you have to just write the whole thing right now, because then it's like, it's, you can edit it later, you can tweak it, but like, just, you gotta, I'm gonna say it's probably just exposure therapy. Like the more you do something that's like, ooh, but I don't, and you kind of just force yourself to like get through that part. I don't know.
I think you're shying away from the term like straight up courage. Like that's showing exposure therapy of courage. Like,
yeah, well,
claiming that you're a courageous being. Like,
right. I mean, that's interesting, because I feel like it's like afterwards you'd be like, it's like once you don't feel courageous in those moments until like, when you do push through and then you do come up with something and you do like it or whatever, or even if you don't like it, but you did the thing that you were like resisting, like that feeling, you're like, I am a boss.
Yep.
Which I guess as I'm saying it now, it feels like, whoa, where's the divine in that story? It's like, oh, I'm a boss. It's like, no, you allowed the part of you, I think, to come through.
And I think the other word that's coming through right now is like humbleness. Like how powerful humbleness really is. Like, and the more I get still and understand God and continue my spiritual study and stuff like that, the more I'm like, all these things, and I'm like, like, but for example, like, but like, I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna be this humble thing or something. Then I'm like, or like the judgment I have for like some like pure being, I'm like, that's weak though, or something.
Oh.
And then I'm like, the more I get clear, I'm like, whoa, like speaking in my higher register is like really loving and like huge and powerful and like for example, one in the little intro thing, what I wanted to also say was like in the last 2 years, and as I compare myself to my sister, as she kind of goes off on her path, because she grew up going to Sunday school and meditating too, but then like hasn't chosen that. But like that girl is so dang joyful without meditating at all, and I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, what's? But she just like is grounded and humble and attached and or detached. I don't know, and where was I going with this? But like I like growing up, like I also chose theater, and my mom was like, "Really, you want to do theater?" Like, because I was a little morose, little like stoic child.
Yeah.
Like, I was like so funny with my friends, but with my family, I was like, I like didn't want to show joy, and that's why I'm like loud and proud claiming joy is cool now.
Yeah.
Cause like geez Louise, my poor little child. And I'm like, oh, Dan and I started watching, my boyfriend, Dan and I started watching Inside Out 2 last night. Have you watched that yet?
I have actually.
That's a struggle. We only got halfway through.
Oh, really? We like had to like stop and process it? Yeah, what was coming up?
Well, we had just finished a meditation and then we were like, well, he was like, he kept being like, are you okay? Because I was like, he's like, I'm seeing a child in you right now. But I was like, like watching it like wide-eyed.
Yeah.
Like you just saw like this perfect like joy being the like spoiler alert. like like joy being like the driver's seat to like anxiety being the driver's seat. And I was like, get out of here, my hawk.
Yeah, right. I know. I love that part of it where it's like, oh, we all of the emotions do have this important role. You know? And it's like we were trying to like just suppress some part of you. It's like that's never gonna work.
But like our poor like middle school selves that like
it's like fear of judgment, so hardcore.
Yeah, her like core belief that like started it was like
I'm good.
Yeah, but then the anxiety one was like, yeah, it went from like I'm a winner, I'm a good person to like if I have like if I won't be I will be accepted or something like that, which it was phrased in some like terrible way. And I was like,
I remember that, and it's like red and like it's like feels like heartbreak like in that moment. Well, you were saying about as a little kid that you were really like morose and stoic, like with your family. It reminds me of our next door neighbor, their grandparents, and their little grandson comes by. And he was just like not really much of a talker. Like, really trying to get him to just say like anything. And then now that he started school, he's like super chatty. Which I just like wonder if like sometimes kids are like, you guys just don't get it. Like, I have nothing to say to you people. Like you really just aren't understanding it. And then they're like, I need to talk to other like babies.
Yeah, being kind to ourselves. Yeah, because we can get on this introspection journey and be like getting bad on ourselves.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's I feel like such a major theme of the whole journey of life and like growth, right? You're like, I want to be a better person, I want to expand and I want to evolve, and then the art of living life that way without judging yourself. Yeah. Right? It's like in a sense, it's like, oh, I'm here and I want to be there. I mean, I feel like that's an important thing to realize. I don't know. I
but maybe you get there by not hating where you're at and wanting to be there, but being so unbelievably fine and stillness and happy where you are that it just melts away and it evolves into the next. That's what I'm hitting.
That's definitely on my mind. Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I don't want what is currently in my life or something. And it's like, maybe I should just like love it. And then it'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I heard it said kind of like the resisting of what's happening kind of just keeps perpetuating it. Yeah. Because it's like, if each moment is leading into the next, and like the creation in this moment is going to influence the creation of the next moment. So if you're here and you're like, the thought comes up of something you dislike, and you're like, how do I get away from that thing? How do I get away from that thing? It's like you're perpetuating that struggle of life. you know, and I don't know, something that's really been on my
Yeah.
mind is letting go of the need to solve the problem. It's like, here's a problem, I gotta solve it, which just feels very like human
Yeah.
and just like a very normal thing to do. I mean, in creativity as well, it's like I I I don't know how this is exactly gonna work. You know, I need to like figure that out, and like that's like can be a very exciting place to be. But I think allowing for like I don't know what to do here, and like go take a break, go for a walk, like you know,
Follow the fun.
follow the fun.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
improv.
it's very good. I mean
Yeah.
that if you just keep that mantra, like creativity, I think all of the problems
Yeah.
that we like, the struggle of creativity,
Yeah.
I feel like the antidote is literally just like follow the fun.
Follow the fun. And like, kind of what because my day job is well, I don't need to say it's so, like something I love doing every morning into the afternoon is being a nature preschool teacher.
Yeah.
And we're like, I feel like we're teaching like to have friends, be a good friend. So like kind of right now I was thinking like, yeah, like you want to create something. How could you become a better artist? By being a better person. Like by like working on your inner courage, by working on your inner strength, by working on your loving yourself, by working like, and then because I feel like we set out to talk, and I'm like, oh, we're talking about everything but like we're talking about God and creativity right now.
Yeah, totally.
And like it looks like positive life skills
Yeah.
and like your inner child and like relaxing and letting go and following the fun. And
I know that's what I kind of figured for this topic, or just in general, like with this podcast. It's like I think the less structure we do, the more fun it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's like
find the sound bites where you can.
Yes.
Minute 48.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a solid. What you're saying about the day job, you know, and how it's like you point out, it's like you actually enjoy the work, you know, and it could be like a job you do for a long time. It could be a job that's just like, you know, a stepping stone to something else. But it's definitely I've been thinking about this, like, maybe we're on here to like create lives that we love. And so I guess I felt like personally in my story, I was like at this point where I was like, I have to just like commit to one thing so hardcore. And that's the only way to like succeed in that. If you're like truly like, I just want to do this. Because I feel like that's a story that's been told before, or like an archetype of someone, and it's like they don't care about anything else, and they're so passionate, you know, the single. But I feel like maybe it's just much more about like your unique blend of things that you love, you know? And most of us love a lot of things.
Yeah.
And some of us do just want to love a few things, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But like also leaving room for, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I do feel like there's like something about developing like a life that you just like love waking up to, you know, and like finding a job that like you enjoy being at is like amazing.
Yeah. And that is something that I didn't create myself. Like my mom is so good. Like co-creation and creation can look different than like making an art piece or making a script or making like a film or something or a song. Cause like we're creating a life. And my mom is so good at manifesting. I like to call it co-creating and stuff because manifesting, I think, gets in my ego thinking.
Okay.
And I don't know if it evolves and like I can reclaim that word, but like I shy away from it because it just is like, okay, let me get really tense.
Yeah, if you feel the tension, it's just drop it.
Yeah.
And also, I think so many people have, because now it's kind of in pop culture.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's probably best that you don't say manifesting, because I think it just like conjures up a lot of like judgment, you know? So, yeah.
But she's so good at like her current job. She like got really clear of like some other this and that's, and then it just like came to her.
Amazing.
And like this job, I did not say like, that's a hoey matey, I'm coming for you. Like I just like got clear and got confident and got grounded, and then it was like, hello. And that's co-creation. And like we've talked about this, I think, like you can't go into a restaurant and be like, hello, I'd like to eat. They'd be like, okay, great, what do you want to eat? What's on the menu? And it's like, okay, I'd like the avocado egg rolls. And like, great, we can give that to you.
Yes.
And like, that's all God wants to do. Like, she wants to be like, what do you want?
Yes.
What do you want?
Yes.
And I think, well, what you said earlier of like, our resistance keeps our bad thing with us, like that. Another way of like thinking about it is like the universe doesn't hear no, so it's like I don't want broccoli.
Right,
it's
now
like,
broccoli's.
And like we're resisting it, thinking about it and energetically, and it's just like where your energy is, that'll create the next exact moment.
It's like you just have to drop it. I think that's really like what you're saying about I think it's like following the resonance.
Ooh.
You know, is part of that.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
Following the resonance?
Yeah, because it's like God's like, well, what do you want? You know, and how many people out there, it's like, well, what do you want? It's like, what do you want to do? What job would you like? You know, like a lot of people feel like, I don't like what I'm doing. I want to do something else. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I think because your mind is trying to answer that question, and your mind doesn't know. Your mind only knows what's already happened.
Yeah.
And what it's already like accumulated knowledge-wise. Or maybe I'm saying like the ego, but the rational mind is like, I've experienced these things, and I'm trying to make a conclusion based on this experience. But the right job for you or the right thing to do in like any moment, I think it might be more of a heart-based decision.
Yeah.
You know, or like what feels, or like a soul-based. So it's just something that I think needs to feel better. And that we're trying too hard to answer the questions with our minds of what we want versus feel it out and allow. Because also that's another thing is how often it's like, what do you want? And it's like, I want to go for a walk. And then for some reason you have a thought that's like, yeah, but it's kind of cold out. Or like, yeah, but I could walk later. Or like whatever, you know, like not able, the inspiration happens. Oh, inspiration. I feel like that's like creativity in the divine, that word, like, you know.
Yeah, like where does that little drop down come from?
Yeah.
But like keep talking because you're on a and my mind's like so not able to like compute, but I'm like, yes.
Right. Yeah, so that you might have a moment of inspiration, but then it's so easily like just thwarted by our logic of like, and I think that's coming from the ego trying to keep us doing the same thing we've been doing.
Yeah.
And whereas the thought of inspiration, the heart thing, is like expansion. And so we have these two sides of ourselves who are like, I'm not ready to expand, you know?
Yeah.
And so the thoughts try to like kind of say like, no, go back to the thing, go back to the regular scheduled program. But we're always like wanting to go in a new direction or like, you know, follow something beyond ourselves.
So I feel like this conversation like could be stretched out because like it's like I'm gonna try to give a metaphor and then I want you to keep talking because I want to say
I feel like I mostly said what I
because I want to hear more of like what you're saying, but I want to offer where my brain is so you can like keep
where's
because like a metaphor, like an image that I've had for years now is like, it's like the ego or like the devil or whatever you want to call it, like like delusion or whatever, the pulling us away force from like pulling us in is like uses fear.
Okay.
It's either fear or love, and like behind that door is love, and the ego's like puts fear right before every love thing, and it's like, whatever you do, don't look over there. That's literally part of my metaphor, like a dancing little ego, like I am fear, and you will not go back there. Oh, look over there! Look, like
right, like how about this thing that you love? Remember how much
like,
you love that? Yeah. Like how much you love drinking? How much you love weed? Remember, why don't you just go do that?
Yeah, and or like, ooh, economic insecurity. You don't like that, and it's like I'm going, and so like I got kind of in my crazy time, like was like I'm gonna take everything fearful and just charge at it.
Wow.
But also something Paramahansa Yogananda says it's like, be cautious and courageous. Like, you don't want to.
Right, like you're not looking for danger.
Yeah, and like if your intuition's telling you like, hey, don't do this because it will make that person feel bad, you don't go like, oh, that's fear, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Thomas is my boyfriend. We call it tragedy hunter. The like idea of like someone who is like, you know, how you grow is by suffering, by like doing hard stuff, which is like, of course, like when you do something challenging, like it helps you grow and everything, right? But that's like I think that's one tool in the toolbox of
It's like a modern day little, because like I feel like that's building on past, I mean, who knows, because the world, but like I feel like from what we know so far, we're all trying to grow and stuff. And so it's like, yeah, it's like we're all just like aiding each other for the next right step. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Neha and Arpan, our friends, wrote on our chalkboard wall the Rumi quote, we're all just walking each other home. And I really like, oh no. And like, I think we've built such a beautiful community that like uplifts and like we're not just like it's called Self-Realization Fellowship.
Oh yes, I feel like we should just mention for listeners, yes, that Self-Realization Fellowship is the religion / meditation practice.
Church of all religions.
Church of all religions that Lila and I are both members of, and we have lots of great friends who will probably also be in this podcast. We're gonna try not to like be too jargony or like you know. Yeah, we'll try and explain if there's any terms that are just like we take for granted. But yes, sorry.
No, you're good.
Continue.
And I think it's important to like remember co-creating isn't just like me, myself, and I in like a room with God, like going up and down the spine, but it's like creating with another loved one.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool to like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's creating with life. And life doesn't just happen internally. It's like life happens all around. And like in order to, I think, realize what's within or what's calling us, I think what's calling us is inherently out. I was going to say it's inherently out there, but it's like it's also...
It's inside.
It's inside too.
Yeah.
Definitely both. I would say it's like what's calling you is God. Yeah. And then it's like finding God, and that's like the practice of like meditation brings you within to that like place of peace, the place of the high vibration. You're like, I feel loved, I feel totally at peace. And then I think we're here as humans to then like carry that into the world and live our lives from that perspective.
Yeah.
From that consciousness. So like I feel like it's like God wants to do all the things that you want to do as you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he wants to be your best friend. Yeah. And like the way I got there, to like circle back to like the little thing what you said on the metaphor that I gave of like ego doesn't want you to expand and doesn't want you to feel love and because it ceases to exist.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's like, please let me live. Like, this is my theta training. And it wants you to even, like, it's so sneaky.
Yeah.
Like, once you realizes you're going to meditate, it's like, okay, like, you got to do it alone, though. And that's how I was like, that's rules. Where my brain went, like, making new rules.
Yeah. It's like your soul and your heart wants to do the thing that just feels fun. Like we inherently want to follow the fun. Like everyone loves fun.
Everyone loves We love less suffering.
Yeah, we love
more joy.
We love those things.
You, me, Carl,
anyone listening. And I feel like I think that it's like when we do follow the fun, that the mind and the ego do get to come along. And the ego doesn't know that yet and is like afraid because it's like only, you know, I don't know. I think there's so much that comes from like when the ego's like I'm someone who believes that ego is an important role, and I think that it might be what in the positive way that that role looks like is like the self-expression, the individuality of who we are, and the fact that like I feel like things I like, psych rock music, cupcakes, cats, you know, it's like I like these specific things, you know, and just that the ego and like I am a person, you know, I am Mary, and like have that, I guess you could say, a mask or this like, you know, we're in these bodies and maybe that's not the true version of us, like we have this divine part of ourselves outside, but we're here to wear the mask and enjoy that, and just to do it in joy and in freedom and like limitlessness. And it's like I would say the shadow side is like coming from our traumas and where we've like just been hurt and we're afraid and we don't want to like feel those things again, so we're like holding on to like the brakes, and when we want to just like let it go. And I think when we let it go, and what I mean by like I don't think the ego like just disappears. Like I think you're just, the ego is now aligned with that freedom. You know, and it's like I want to be, you know, I want to be a rock star, and you're like, let's be a rock star. You know, and it's not like I'm going to be the best rock star. It's like I'm going to be a rock star in my own unique way. You know, it like becomes, it shifts from the competition, the like best, worst, bad, good. It's like now just like individual expression.
Nice. I think like I think like I needed to hear that right there, because like I think my ego's gotten so smart to my moves to be like, now it's trying to tell me in a negative way, like you, like it was telling me like, oh, she's right but she's wrong in this and that. And I was like,
tell me what it's saying though, right? Like what's the
I was like yeah, but I'm supposed to be detached and a yogi and not feel all these things and not like chocolate and not do all this stuff and like not have feelings and not have emotions and not be existing and not breathing. And like, it's like both and, because we like, you take on some delusion to be in these bodies, and like even if I was enlightened, I'd still be like, there's still duality, like you're separate than me right now. And that's the nature of
the human experience.
And like this world, because like that's what God was chilling by himself all happy, and then was like, I'd like to see a play.
Stuff. Right? Yeah. I love the play metaphor. I think it is just so, one, it gives like, I feel like just relax a bit. You know? Like,
and there's no small parts.
There's
like
no small parts.
No small. Yeah.
And it's like I feel like you can just watch the play unfold. Like that's an option. Like you don't have to be like, I want to co-create. But it's more fun. You know? To like actually be writing the script.
There's the prayer that like is above the San Diego temple and stuff, and it's like kind of SRFs and self-realization fellowships and Paramahansa Yogananda's like go-to prayer of like, may thy love shine forever in the sanctuary of my devotion, and may I be able to awaken thy love in all hearts. So it's like both and, loving God. And by that, it's just loving. I was listening to a talk as I was coming over, and they were talking that the brother Nilananda was like the head of SRF and YSS in India, who was this big guy, who has said God is one word, sweetness. I'm like, come on. So like whatever, and like whatever you choose to call your higher power, like it can look whatever it wants to look like. Like it can look like, I'm going to make my higher power love. I'm going to make my higher power connection. I'm going to make my higher power creativity. Or like centeredness. Like you don't have to be alone. You can make life a game and enjoy life, and you're not crazy. And like, if you are crazy, that's better than not being crazy. 'Cause like,
no one wants to be a normie.
This is mind stuff. Like, if you stop to think about what your brain is like clocking or doing or saying, that's creating your whole reality. And your whole reality is also your body, your space around you, your relationships.
Yeah.
What you notices you, and it's okay to talk to love. It's okay to like have a conversation with something, and like willingness is key. Like that's something that I've learned in the recovery is like, okay, how do I do this?
Yeah.
Like, how do I suddenly go from like substance abuse to like walking a life that's unimaginable? It's like, you just gotta be, and if you don't have willingness, be like, hey man, I'd love some willingness. And that's willingness.
Yeah.
And like,
right.
then all of a sudden it's like, hey, look at this book that came into your life.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this hug. Hey, and like, that's another thing, what I said earlier of like, when I clock back, like all the things of like, I said like so many times right there, but I judge that, then I learn more and I want that sweetness. Like the gentleness and the sweetness is like another thing, because like we think we're supposed, and what I wanted to say earlier when you were like, when you said pick something and choose it and go it, is we're coming from a masculine world.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I've definitely been on this train recently of like, yeah, the masculine versus the feminine, and the masculine energy of like go, do, and like prove your worth by your like acts, your great and courageous acts. And like, what does it mean to like be successful? And it's like, what do you do? And like, the feminine energy feels much more like the being. It's just like being love, being gentle, being soft, being in flow. And I mean, obviously you can act from flow, and that's where we should all be. But yeah, I definitely have been through that of like trapping myself from acting because I'm like, what should I do? There's so much to do. Like, honestly, like thinking too far ahead. And like, I'm here, I want to get there. How do I do that? Like what you were saying.
The how.
Yeah.
Our job is not the how. Our job is the why, and sometimes the what. But it's also oftentimes not the what, because that's what co-creating is. We just gotta get clear on the why, and then like the how is none of our business.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me it's been really helpful to just be like, you just got to figure out this moment.
Yeah.
What feels good in this moment, and like, can you soften?
Can you soften?
Because yeah, it's like when you hear a thought and you have a reason why you're, like, especially when it's like, don't do this. Why should I not do this? Or if you have two choices, it's like, how do they feel? Your reasons for doing one thing or the other. Does it feel like rules? And does it feel like restrictions and shoulds, right? Or does it just feel like fun? Does it feel good? Does it feel like there's no really good reason why, but the feeling is there? And like specifically, I've been thinking also about like, okay, I'm ready to grow and I'm ready to expand, and I think a lot of that has come from like this like feminine self-love, unconditional love meditations I've been doing, and like raising my vibration, but like raising how I feel about myself, like consistently thinking loving thoughts and like appreciating myself. And from there it's like, okay, now I want to expand and like become more. And it's like, this feels expansive and this feels like how it's been. That's like another, it's just like in this moment, it's like I've been like answering more phone calls because it's like I typically just say no, but a phone call's coming in, so maybe I'll answer it. Or like, we always go to the same grocery store. Let's just go to a different grocery store. Just like weird things, because it's like, let's just do something different. Just to like, I'm going to have, if I keep doing literally the same things, I'm going to keep having the same experiences. And I'm like, I'm ready for new experiences.
Wow.
Let's try some new stuff for no reason beyond that. It's just like, it seems.
And it's not about doing the thing for 2 weeks later when the next phone call comes. It's doing the thing for in that moment. The joy and the peace and the willingness and the gratitude and all, like, and like we were talking that we had the best day ever 2 Sundays ago, and we were walking and talking the next Monday, and we're like, 5, 10 years, 20 years from now, we're gonna be going from like this amazing thing to that amazing thing and this amazing thing. And yet, when we pause and introspect at the end of the night, this day was filled with like such joyful, like grateful, inspiring things that like I think the feelings, I don't know, I haven't been there, but I have because past lives. But like I haven't, we're not there yet, but I think the feelings and the tiny little seedlings of like if we're not grateful now, we're not going to be grateful when we're coming home from a TED talk. Like,
yeah. No, totally. Totally. It's like you can tap into the same joy that, we're all hoping to feel then. And I think it's like, how do we end up there in that position where it's like, oh my God, my life is so perfect. It's like, start cultivating what brings you joy now.
yeah.
Because then it's like more of that will grow and you'll naturally just get to that place, which I think that fantasy in our head is like a real thing. And I think that's the positive ego stuff. It's like, it's this version of ourselves that's like our fullest, highest self, like the best timeline we could be on, and it's like, it takes us following the love and following it now as
And
opposed
surrendering.
and surrendering.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. It's like,
Yeah.
I know it's going to be there, and surrendering the need to know how it exactly unfolds.
Like a few years ago when I was on Instagram for a second and then I got off.
Yeah.
Benin, our friend, he like posted a story of like some Christian priest like talking about, I think it was Joseph, like from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is where I really know the story from, the musical. But like
that one.
Joseph at the beginning, you remember this?
I remember the animated version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when we sign up, like when we're sitting choosing timelines, we're like, yeah, I like that one where I end up a rock star. We see the end. Like right now, we see the end. We don't see the journey.
Right.
If we saw the journey, we'd be like, oh heck no.
You think so?
Well, Joseph was like, I'm not gonna sit in prison for that long.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like be a servant for that
Right.
long. I'm not gonna like, but I mean, who knows if you wouldn't choose it? But like, you don't see the trials and tribulations and the highs and the lows. You just see like, yeah, I want that final holding the trophy.
Right.
But you're like, I didn't see the 4 a.m. wake up every day.
Well, okay. I think that, like, I think that we get to choose how hard or easy it's going to be and how joy-filled it's going to be, because I do think that it's like, I don't know, I definitely had this like ongoing belief that it's like what it looks like to get where I want to go is like working as much as possible. Like any hours I can spend working towards like being a musician, that's, like that image, I guess.
Yeah.
And I feel like people have done it that way. Like just the pure like
masculinity.
Yeah, right, the grit, this like I'm just going to keep at it and like, and then it will, but I don't think that's the only way. And I think we just get to decide the narrative that we want to be a part of. So I do think that, like, of course, the journey has to have some drama. It has to have some, like, crushing moments and rise to victory. I think because I feel like God is, like, trying to experience life and all life has to bring, And, like, how, I mean, a good cry is, like, it's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice.
It's like we don't have to suffer as much as we do. I think that's a big thing, is like, oh, the suffering is inherent to the growth or to get where we want to go. I don't think that's true. I think it's just like happens for a lot of us.
Yeah.
But I think if we can allow ourselves to just like, it can be easy. We can follow the ease. We can be in flow this whole time. It's just like, that's not how any of us were raised. Or very few people, I think you're like, you gotta pull up your bootstraps and you gotta, that hard work is really the only way to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that hard work isn't cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's like Dan texted me like like before we were dating, but when he found out that I studied acting and stuff, and he was like, how do you act or something like that? He just texted that, and I was like, you told me you didn't like me, and then you texted me things like that. I'm like, come on.
Oh, why don't you teach me? Why don't we have an acting lesson?
Oh. Well, great. I was like, just like meditation, it's the hardest to learn, but then the easiest to do. Like, it's technically the most natural thing ever. But you go through so much training and so much work in it and so much diligence to be able to just breathe. To be able to just
like, I'm just
make
being.
eye contact and be and engage and relax and cast aside all mental burdens.
Right, it's like a good actor isn't like thinking ahead of what they're gonna say. They're just saying it. They're just reacting and like engaging and present.
When you memorize a script, you memorize. I mean, there's so many different ways, but like I liked wrote memorize, you wrote memorize it so you don't like engage in the affections or affectations or anything of it, and it's just hey.
Oh, my cat is here. She's just like peeking.
Yeah, she's the third member of this conversation. And then like when somebody says something to you, you're not like, my next line is so what, my next line is so what, my next line is so what. It's like you've forgotten it, and then like you could take a sip of tea, you could do, and then she flips her hair, and you're like, so what? Like, it's just so fun. Like,
yeah. Oh, I would like to get to do more acting.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
the
just
flow that
you
zen. Enter.
So zen.
But again, so much work.
Music is the same way. It's the same way. It's like, you were doing scales. You're doing scales, and like on a guitar, you're like, where are all the notes? What this note is this? This like, just so that when you're jamming and you can solo and you can't think what note's coming next in a solo, it's like, you can use these tools of like, it's okay, I know the key and I know like this is where I should start, but like once you're going. And so I think it's the same thing where it's like, go hand go. Do your thing.
Yeah, and the age-old adage of like, God helps those who help themselves. Like, God's helping you do this because you went like ahead beforehand.
You put the time in.
And you didn't just go, okay, God, let it rip. Like that. He'd be like, okay. Like, where, like, and the other thing that like we're taught is like, God has everything. What she doesn't have is our love. God's so lonely. And so like you can show God love by like being like, hey, I want this thing, let's do it together, I'm gonna do my part.
Yeah.
And like anything can be, I think the more we can, and I use like in meetings of recovery when I'm like talking about my higher power, I always say, which I choose to call God. I just want people to like feel so like comfortable making their way into like having relationships with love and sweetness and genuine things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be some big scary man on a like,
Yeah, it does. I totally agree. And I think that, a lot of people like grow up with like very religious parents, and I feel like what they
Dogma.
It's like what you associate with religion is horrible. It's like rules and, oppression and, and I think that's so sad because there's so much like good stuff. And it's like, I think it's like, yeah, you gotta get away from the dogma and the rules and like more into the feeling. But I do think a lot of people are kind of, people are going on ayahuasca trips and, they're having experiences and they're like, there's something beyond what what I know and like what my rational mind can explain. And, there's something that like
spirituality is not going to come back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people are embracing spirituality and I feel like I'm chill with that. It's like, I don't think everyone needs to be religious, but the more that we can like, that people can find that, like the feeling of love, just unconditionally.
My mom, just because I was looking at this guy and I want to read this thing.
This guy is
my mom, like doesn't do organized religion anymore, really, because my granddaddy was a Baptist minister, and she'd like sit front row pew and like make faces at him with her sisters.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he'd be like talking about the blood of Christ, and she'd be like, but she has this daily word which takes a Bible verse, and like she's got her spirituality to a T, and like sings gospel music on Sundays, and like
so it's like definitely still a part of her life.
She just like, I don't need some man to tell me something.
Yeah.
But like this daily word from February 28th,
yeah, do you wanna read it?
2024. Well, so it takes the Bible verse, but Jesus answered them, "My Father's still working, and I also am working." John 5:17, and then it extrapolates, and it's the word is "let go, let God," and it like the little blurb is, "I co-create with God to bring about my highest good." And then it goes, I don't know if I should read the whole thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. When I work as a member of a team, I know what my role is. I do my part and trust that others on the team will do theirs. Together, we are all working toward the same end, and that knowledge gives us an energy and momentum that we would not likely have alone. Something similar happens when I let go and let God. I do what is mine to do, and when I relax, knowing I have done my part, I do not worry about what happens next. Letting go and letting God means opening to and cooperating with the divine within. My human nature and my divine nature are a powerful team. Together they work to bring my dreams to life. I relax and trust the highest and best outcomes are already manifesting. It's just like I
love
relax and trust.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? By getting still, by journaling, by like journaling and then pausing, and not just being like, "Oh, time to make coffee." I'm talking about myself.
No, it's like you have to get a taste of the peace.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're in like survival mode, I think I like that word as like
Yeah.
capturing that feeling of you're like, but, you know, like you feel like you have to, like you're on the move or like you can't stop.
Yeah.
I feel like your little like animal heart's just like going, you know. It's like
Yeah.
you need to calm the nervous system. You need to calm your whole. Cat's just chomping down.
Speaking of
over
animals.
here. Yeah. My cat. She's very good at just being so chill.
Yeah.
She reminds me. It's like she brings so much value to this world by literally sleeping all day. She's perfect, and I would like.
She's perfect.
She's perfect. It's like I think we're all like that. We're always like, I have to prove myself, and that can't. I think for me, we're talking about the survival mode or like that, like I gotta, you know, and like, but I can't trust. I can't just because this feeling of like I'm not worthy yet. I need to show everyone, right? I need to like acquire these like my resume, my CV, you know, and then I can feel worthy, and then you know, everyone will like see how great I am or how worthy I am. But then it's like you had to flip the script to be like, I am worthy now. I am worthy. Just I don't have to do anything because then you're not asking what do I have to do. You're asking what feels good. What's the next right step for me in this moment? You know, and you can actually follow the feeling of bliss. It's like you can't follow the feeling of bliss if you're like hunting for validation.
Yeah. Yeah.
If your mind is like trying to figure it all out because you feel so insecure, it's like the security is the like root of it all. You need the peace. You need to feel the peace.
Yeah.
Just to really move in the direction that like your soul wants to co-create. I think it's like necessary,
like just choosing love, because in this moment I could be like, my brain could go to all the negative things, or it could go to like a myriad of positive things, and like choosing the white wolf, choosing to feed the positive will make the next moment that much better. But talking about animals, like something that they say in like acting is like never act with a child or an animal on stage because nobody will watch you. Like you could be giving a Shakespearean soliloquy, like to be in or not to be in it up all over the stage, but like someone's gonna be like, look at the kid, look at the cat, like because he's just like looking at himself,
right?
And he's so present. And he's so unbelievably non-judgmental and loving, and like our energy is the energy of the universe, is the energy of like what we want. Like we're like, give it to me. But if we were just like, if we knew the words of like to be or not to be, because like that truth,
I like bringing it back.
I'm about to. If we knew, like, because like if we took that truth of like what I was saying, like you have the script memorized. If we're like, okay, this world's a stage and all the men and women merely players, like.
We've already
What
learned.
if we know the next words and we don't have to be like, let me
Yes.
think of the next
I
thing
know.
to
I know. I think you're
say.
so right. I think we do know. And that's like our soul. It's
Yeah.
like that the soul has planned it,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe the soul does know the journey and we don't know as humans, but we're like the more we get in touch with
I
it,
think, like,
the more it's like, oh yeah.
before something like we all shook hands on up in heaven. We're like, you ready to go? Let's go. Like act 3, here we come. Like
do
this is where the
it.
death scene happens.
Ooh.
Like and like And the other thing that's funny is like when I sit back and I'm like, what was my favorite part of that movie? It's like the hard time for the character. Like I love watching somebody overcome, you know? And it's like and then I don't want to do that myself.
I like watching you do it. My favorite's always the makeover scene.
Yeah, the montage of
The like new clothes makeover. Lila took me shopping the other day. It was like it felt so it was on this perfect Sunday where like we had like gone to a church service and like out to lunch with all our friends and like it just felt so in the flow of things. I was like sharing like this brand like collage I had put together and I don't know, it just felt like the work of like internal work of like understanding.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was like when the time's right because you know, it's like, oh, one thing I need to do. Like I literally had on my like my
To-do
like,
list?
To-do list. I use like Trello, which you know it's like sticky notes, a virtual sticky note thing, and like things to do, and it's like get freaking new clothes that like represent me, you know?
Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was on your to-do list.
Well, you know, it was kind of like yeah, because it's like wanting to be like okay, I know I'm seeing what I have to do, but I think there's also an important part of like what do I need to do right now, you know? And like the answer was not that until. You know, Sunday.
Until like,
Until
and it
was,
wasn't.
like-
It's so funny because I'm like this. This reminds me of my painting the walls with my apartment purple.
Yes.
But like, it wasn't like you're like my life's gonna change when I get new clothes. It's like you
Yeah.
changed and then the new
Yeah.
clothes came in.
Right.
And like I was like, I've been like my life is going to change when I paint my living room purple from it this like red color. And
It's a drastic change.
it was a drastic change. I went from the lowest chakra to the highest chakra. I keep saying that. I'm gonna keep saying it more. And if you hear it once, you're gonna hear it again. And yeah, it's like we this didn't come and then we changed, like even though we knew like, oh, when I get new clothes,
Right. It's gonna feel really good.
like you did internal
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And then the world was like, oh, here's this
Right
butterfly.
when it was ready. But
Yeah.
it's funny because I do feel like earlier on it felt much more like that. Like I felt really stuck because it's like I know I'm a musician and like I need to be on social media. That's like real, you know? And it's like, well, I look at myself in the mirror and I don't necessarily see the image that I want to like, project to the world, you know? And so did feel very like when like things that need to happen before this thing happens, right? Is like get clothes that feel more aligned with me, you know, or like get a haircut that feels good or something like that. Like I need to change all these things and then I'll be ready. And it's like definitely a shift of just like feeling ready and worthy now, like then those things are just sort of falling into place.
Yeah.
You know, and it's less of like I need to have it all perfectly figured out. It's much more just like what step just feels fun and doable, you know?
Yeah.
And allowing that it's like it's gonna get better. It's gonna like, you know, it's like, oh, I need to buy a nicer camera. It's like, well, you have this camera. You have everything you need. That's been my mantra lately as well. You already have everything you need for that next step. Whatever the next step is. So if it's like, well, I don't have money for that, it's like, okay, then that's probably not the next step. You know?
Yeah.
So pause on that and come back to it. You know, when the time is right, it'll come find you.
Yeah,
so
come find you.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like if you don't have what you need for it, then it's probably not the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So what's feeling exciting in like what creative project are you excited about right now?
Oh, writing spiritually uplifting comedy sketches.
Amazing.
For
Amazing.
a fundraiser for the San Diego Temple.
Yeah.
And I got sketch writing in my wheelhouse and I've got spiritual comedy in my wheelhouse, and yet like I think it's calling on such vulnerability to be like, because it's like one thing to be like, okay, be an admin assistant. Okay, I can do that. Like, that's
Yeah.
not something that's in my deepest heart. Like,
Right. It's like something you can do, but is it like...
yeah, and I'm like, and then you excel at it because you're not overthinking it and you're
Right.
relaxing. But this like little baby of like, I'm a writer and I like making these plays and things, and then it's like, I don't know, it's calling on some major vulnerability, and like, this even called on major vulnerability of like, and I think the divine knows I'm a procrastinator because walking out the door, there's like, oh yeah, grab that and that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I just kept affirming like we're so aligned,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like we are ready, and like we're worthy, and yeah, I don't know. I do know though.
You do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, these things feel really good.
Yeah. What are
They
you
feel-
excited about?
I mean, starting this podcast is very exciting. This has been like an idea I had like for many years, and it just was like I just imagined it like as like, like when I'm very, very famous, for some reason, as like a later life thing. But it's like, yeah, I guess just like crafting a life of joy that I'm like so excited to wake up to. And so it's like, this is really cool. I feel really happy to be here and like,
too.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. The other thing I'm excited
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
it's been cooking for way too long, but you hear everybody say like, Hamilton took this long, like 11 years or something. Don't quote me on that. But like creating a movie, and the logline is, as a young woman saves herself, she saves the world.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
I just gonna say it, because
yes.
but something I grapple with is like abundance and time. Like I feel like my sense of abundance like right now is hitting me, and like I don't have enough time, and like I don't have enough time to read, or I don't have enough time to this, and like that's because I'm affirming that.
Right. As long as that's the story, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money still for me feels like that one, that like chokehold on the excitement.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I want to do that, but it costs money, and so yeah, it's like I feel like I'm just trying to affirm like a different story, like money's not in spite of me, it's all gonna work out, it's coming as soon as it can, like there's a million ways to make money, and there's gonna be some that are meant for me and that kind of thing, and it's like it is hard though. It's like there's certain things that it's like I feel like we just like want that security, or like knowing, like I need to know, I need to have that right now, like but I want to tell you that I was feeling that way when I was working full time. I quit my job and I procrastinated like hell. So I do feel like it's such a illusion, or like I mean, for real, if you're working, it's like you have less time outside of your work to do things. That's obviously true. But yeah, giving yourself like infinite time doesn't make things happen faster. I really was like very disappointed. I was like, now I have all this time to just create all day, and like I just didn't. So it's like you still have to will yourself. I think like make the time like happens regardless of how much time you have to work with.
The like food prayer of just like food, health, prosperity for the body, efficiency for the mind. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that makes some sense.
Oh, efficiency. Yeah. Right?
Like,
I
think we're at an hour too. I don't know if you want to keep going, but I can keep talking. But
I mean, I'm very much enjoying it.
Should we? What do you want to have for your final like closeout? Like, what precedents should we set?
Oh my gosh. I listened to Jay Shetty's podcast, and he's like, I always ask everyone these same questions.
Oh.
But I didn't think of any. But okay. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like they have to be short answers. So what's a good short question? Okay, a book that has really changed your life and you would recommend to everybody to read.
Either, I'm going to say two.
Yeah, you can say two.
The Artist Way
Yeah.
and Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yes.
Like, come on.
They're so good.
I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The two that my mom handed me recently was Heal Your Life by Louise Hay and Dare to Lead by Brene Brown,
Okay.
who are two other, like, just preaching women.
Yes.
Like,
just turned on, expressing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it was really cool reading Dare to Lead at the very beginning. She was, like, I had the, like, emotional response to reading something that I haven't had in, like, a long time, and I used to have a lot, like, growing up, reading things that would, like, reverberate and be like, oh, that's me, whether it's time as construct, so whether it's going to be in the future right now, like, that vibrates as, like, something I like. And it was usually, like, some acting thing or some, like, performance thing or some, like, and Brene Brown, like, talks about her engagement with the audience of, like, and I could feel the audience, like, drop with me and laugh with me and cry with me and, like, be on the front of their seats with me. And I was just, like, so, like, aligned and, like, emotional reading that. And I was like,
yes.
I think that means I've gotten clear and stuff. And it also means, like, I shouldn't be so, like, you only have, like, I think it's the ego getting wise to my tricks and being like, oh, you're going for light? Like, you can only go for light. You can't go for, like, being in this world, too.
Oh,
you know?
like, there's part of you that's like, that's too worldly of a...
Yeah, I'm like...
But it's, like, so full of light, what you're describing and how you're describing it.
Yeah, and it's like my body's reacting to it.
Yeah, it's like I think your soul is like,
enthusiasm.
do it, exactly,
Yeah.
follow the fun. It's like,
Follow
that
the
sounds
fun.
so fun. I also feel that.
Yeah.
And it's like, scary for sure. I think it's like, you know, it's like, I know I like performing. I know I like riding that wave and like, that's going to be so cool. But it's like, how to get there. And it's like, you'll figure it out. Just keep taking these steps.
Yeah.
And
I think it comes from A Course in Miracles, but it talks about it at the beginning. Like, I think Marianne Williamson talks about it at the beginning of, like, more her love book. Oh, gosh. But, like, our biggest fear isn't that we'll fail. It's that we'll, like, be marvelous.
Right. Because the failure keeps us in the same paradigm in a way of, like...
So, like, when you were, like... the money thing, I'm like, I think you're more scared of, like, what if it actually was just here and coming and, like, what if I didn't have to do anything and what if, like, I was, like, this, and that. Like, what if? And I don't have to, like, force it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's scarier.
Right. It's like, I don't have... Yeah, I had this tarot reading at a New Year's party like a few years ago, and it was it's like the same question, of like, I know I have this crazy calling, and I'm in it for the rest of my life. Like, I'm following this thing, okay? But money, but you know, you got to take care of your body, right? Like, you know, and so what does that look like for me? What kind of job should I get? And it's crazy that this was like the same question I'm having now. I've had the same question and I've just been like kind of getting by, however, but like wanting more than getting by. And like, what does that look like? And the card was the 10 of Cups. And she was saying that was like, oh, like your happy ending.
Oh.
Like,
Isn't there like a rainbow on that? And then at least I've seen like rainbow.
It's super, she was like, this one is the like, and it all works out in the end, like the abundance and the happy ending. And she's like, I'm really seeing that like the next job that you get will be like the one that is like you're longing for, the calling. And
how long ago was this?
Like, it wasn't this New Year's. It wasn't last January. I think it was the one before that. So, like, almost 2 years.
I mean...
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Time's illusion, I've heard.
Construct.
So, yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I really do think it's like this. I need to keep shifting. I need to keep, like, honestly letting go of, like, the need to figure it out, the need to understand what it's going to look like, because I can't imagine. I think that's it. It's like, I literally can't imagine it yet. And I'm like, just have to, like, hang in there
and
watch
just like
it.
What does it feel like?
And I feel like it's like doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah.
It's like things that feel really fun. and
Feeling
good.
grateful, because like look around, like you say, like you same with me, like money is not growing,
Yeah.
but like I'm living in an amazing place.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by abundance of nature. Like
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
are taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Like that's
I know.
like in a moment to moment basis, like actually everything is fine.
Like this moment, I just drank a kombucha. Like that's bougie and wealthy. Like all of these clothes are like
Yeah.
very expensive because like I have an amazing neighbor. Like little things like that.
Amazing, right? Like that.
You know?
Those is sources. Yeah, that there was an Abraham Hicks lecture, and it was like a Q&A. Listeners who don't know Abraham Hicks, just look her up on YouTube. But basically, someone was asking. It's like their father was giving them money, and they're like, I want to make my own money. You know, like I want to have my own career or my own. You know, I'm an artist type. I'm not meant for the corporate world or whatever, and I'm having a really hard time. And you know, Abraham Hicks responded like, you accept the like be happy and accept the stream. It's like yes, and it's like just because you say thanks dad, this is so helpful, this is allowing me to keep, you know, it's like this is, she's like, this is energy coming in and you're like resisting it, just ride it, you know, ride it to something else if you want, you know. Like it's never you know, just because you accept the wealth from something, you know, is not the end of the story. So I thought that was a helpful thing, you know.
Positivity.
Yeah, to like remember to be grateful for all of the sources of things we receive.
And just because it's like, oh, thank you, Dad, like doesn't mean you're gonna be your thankfulness to him. It doesn't mean you're bound to him. Like it might release him even,
Yeah,
like,
might
or
make him feel really
allow
good.
in other wealth because they're like I'm learning so many lessons with these little children too. Because like
oh yeah,
I like the kid you hear like. You like people want to give to you when you say thank you and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like some kids are like, they don't even give you the time of the day, and some kids like are like so receptive to like individual time or an individual like touch or something like that, and that's the kid. Even though I'm partial to everybody, but like you just want like you want to give to somebody who's grateful.
Yeah.
And like the universe is like, I want to give to you because you're thankful to your dad, but like you're not thankful to your dad, so why would I give you money in this way?
Yeah.
It's so clear when we get down to it, and then we're like, and then we get all wound up and tightened.
But, in like all
I
these,
know.
yeah. As you were saying that, you know, I was like, dang, I'm so guilty of that. The like receiving money, and it's not, even if it's not a ton, you know, just being like, okay, next thing, like moving, like not even acknowledging it.
I know.
And I was like thinking of like, I got a new TikTok follower, right? You know, and like I hope I like took a moment. I can't remember if I did or not, but like how it doesn't feel like, well, I don't know. I think we imagine it's like, oh, the money coming in is going to be like, yes, or the followers, you know, these like kind of material, like tokens, I guess you could say, because it's like, I think that's not, it's like we all know it's not the end game, right? It's sort of this result. Yeah. And I think like we see people who are really like happy and alive, it's because they're acting, like they're feeling alive in the moment, and like they've focused on the doing, that like just naturally like the things flood in, like the you know, the followers and fans and money and acclaim, you know, like that stuff actually I don't think we really feel that much about it, you know. It's much more of like, I think when we're caught up in our mind and like our identity and like the system of I need to prove my worthiness, maybe it's different, you know. It's like, okay, I'm maybe more worthy because I have those, but I feel like they don't have the like weight that like when we actually experience receiving those, it's not like we feel like, you know, necessarily any better, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because
it's not really what we're looking for. Yeah.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all else will be added unto you. Duh. And that's so true. Like, go for peace, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I got 5 new followers. And if time's a construct, we can in this moment be like, thank you, for that dime I found on the street, even though I looked past it earlier.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm like thinking of right now, because I'm like, I think I brushed past like the universe being like, you wanted it, I gave it to you.
Yeah, here's something you want.
And you didn't like to dance. Yeah.
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 No, I think you're so right. Like, I think that we have to be open and ready to receive. When we're not in like the receiving mode, or we're just like, still maybe afraid. Like, maybe that's like kind of one of the barriers between being in the receiving mode, is just like afraid to expand, or not feeling worthy, or wherever it's coming from. But like, I don't know. I guess I like, something personal for me is like, I realized I kind of want to explore modeling. And that's been like a thing that I feel like I've wanted for so long, like since I was like a teen, and just haven't felt like, for whatever reason, I could like, that is actually meant for me, or it's like wanting to do something that's like, yeah, but I don't know, for whatever reason. And anyways, like, posted a picture, and like someone from my high school was like, oh, I'm learning to be a photographer, so let's like do a photo shoot.
So
So we're,
cool.
yeah, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I kind of just realized it's like, when I was like 19, I was like working as a hostess, and someone came by and was like, hey, I'm working like a model agency, like here's a card, you know what I mean? I just was like, oh, I don't trust this person, and just like threw it away, you know what I mean? Like, maybe this has been like an option this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, the universe has been like, would you like to though? And then it's just like, no, I couldn't possibly, and like,
Yes.
how many things are probably like that, where it's like,
Yeah.
the doors are like, would you like to go through it though? You can, if you, and it's like fear, and
Yeah.
just not ready for it.
Our own little psychoses of like keeping our horse blinders on, and then it's like,
Yeah.
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 Well, this has been so amazing.
been so
Thank you
nice.
for kicking us off with, I think, an amazing episode.
Me too. Thanks. This has been the best.
Yay! Yes. Well, I hope that you join again. in
Yeah.
future
I can't wait to
episodes.
listen
Amazing.
to all of them.
I know, it's gonna be great. Is there anything else you would like to plug, or you'd like to, we said your Instagram, like, how's the best way people, if you want to.
They're not going. I'm going to not let you follow me if I don't know you, so don't even try. I'm keeping that one close to my chest. I don't know. TBD. Maybe we'll see what we grow. And I'm just now poking my head out of my horse blinders of like, because I went through Dark Night of the Soul, like belly of the whale type of business the last few years, and like, and I was telling my mom, who is my like little coach kind of thing, but like, I feel like the last 2 years, like I've gotten to be expansive and grow, and but like without the outside world, like engaging with it really. Like, it's been in spiritual community, it's been offline, it's been like offline, which like means so much to everybody now. And now I'm ready to like be back in this world, and like, so hopefully you hear more from me. And
Yes.
at the end of the day, it's like you said though, it's not we're not going to get the satisfaction from like, oh, I got a Netflix deal. It's like, oh, I had a really good meditation. I felt a piece of joy. I'm of service. I like.
Yeah. It's like the Netflix deal comes when we're already feeling the peace.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like just cherry on top.
Yeah. So it's not even about that. And I've like so took my hands off the wheel of like what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but I think a little bit of like what I said at the beginning of like the universe is like, tell me what you want from the restaurant. And I'm like, la la la.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna get a little clearer.
You're like ready to get in touch with like, what do I want?
Yeah, a little co-creating again, a little me doing my part. And like somebody also told me like this image of like God and Adam like holding, like they're holding each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's like fully
man's
connected.
holding back, not just like you can't just like bleh. Like, so I'm ready to
show
like
up with.
show up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll touch back in.
Maybe
on your
we end with a
creation.
clink.
Let's do it. Okay. Ding, ding. Good night.
Good night.